Hello and welcome to the Burnhams project video. Well, Burnham, a little bit of video on the Burnhams around Burnham Market and some of the villages in and around that make up the Burnhams, especially 7 Burnhams altogether. And in this video I'll go around, I'll just photograph a few items, a few places. Oh, on with video. Hi, I'm Andrea. Welcome to my channel. The picturesque village of Burnham Market. There's quite a few things here, a lot of shops and things. Burnham Market was branded as a market town at one time, in the medieval times of course. Now it's really more of a village, and there's a lot of little satellite villages and hamlets around as well, all sharing the Burnham name. And there's 7 Burnhams altogether, which I might have mentioned earlier, and but of course there's a bit of a crossover in Burnham Market with I've just been to Burnham Westgate Church, and we're just going to head off to Burnham Overy, and then we're going to try and have a look round and see. There's an interesting little bit leading up to the car park as well, which I'll go there. Okay, see you all soon. This is Burnham Westgate Church, which is St Mary's, and it is really, you've got Burnham Westgate, Burnham Overy, and this Burnham Sutton, Burnham Norton, and that's the main kind of central hub of Burnham Market. You've got Burnham Overy Town down that way, and you've got Burnham Overy Staithe, Burnham Thorpe, and you've got Burnham Deepdale as well. And there's actually supposed to be 7 Burnhams, but that's more than 7 of course. Technically Burnham Market is encompassing about 3 Burnhams really, with Westgate, Overy and Sutton. And anyway, I'll explain what they are as we get round. And anyway, here's the church here. I'm going to just photograph. Well, this bench on the corner here is kind of really marks the start of Burnham Sutton, which is South Town, and there's not really a lot to see other than houses and things here, and there's no kind of shops or anything on this part of the village, but also the garage, petrol station around the corner, and of course the rest of Burnham Market, literally a stone's throw over there, so I could pick a stone and throw it and probably break somebody's window. Anyway, I better not do that. Better not break somebody's window. That'll be. I don't want to go to jail. Of course, we have Burnham Overy with Overy Place here, and Overy is a Viking name meaning wolf. Of course, those who don't know. And so yeah, this is Burnham Wolf. Which sounds really scary, doesn't it? Maybe it's named after a particular Viking, perhaps, and maybe there's something worth looking up and finding out. But anyway, yeah, Burnham Overy, it's only a little small part of Burnham Market on the east side, and of course obviously west, you've seen Burnham Westgate over there, and Burnham Overy is kind of really on the east side, and of course Burnham Sutton we've just been to very briefly, which is Burnham Deepdale, which is actually joined to Brancaster Staithe, which is just down there, and there's only a few shops here and a petrol station, so there isn't a great lot here as such. So of course you've got the boats down here, well, part of Brancaster Staithe that way. Yeah, one of the things filming of course out on a nice sunny day, even though it's autumn, is that you get people of course driving past, and loads of people out. As I say, the sun comes out, you know, everybody comes out, and anyway, so I'm going to actually go and photograph the church here, and it's a Saxon round tower church, so we're going to have a look at that. I think it's called St Mary's. Yes, I'm shooting into the sun here, which is not ideal really. Actually we're going around the other side. There's not a lot of room around there, but I'll see what I can do with a wide angle lens on there. And but yes, you can see it's a round tower church, and so it's a Saxon round tower I believe, and it's called St Mary's. Anyway, I'm going to take a few photographs. There's some lovely views here at Burnham Norton, and of course Burnham Norton village just to the left here, and it's a very small little place, and it's Norton really means North Town, so Burnham North Town is what it is, and we'll show you the church shortly. Yeah, this is St Margaret's Church at Burnham Norton, and it's actually really closer to Burnham Market than it is Burnham Norton, but this gate here is it's actually designed by world-renowned sculptor and artist Polly Ionides, and I've seen the drawings and the templates for this gate, and she actually has designed this gate, and so it's so they're quite honoured really to have such a gate. But yes, so I'm going to just do a few photographs. Well, just getting a quick minute before more cars turn up. Apparently there's a funeral here today at this church, which do you wonder where all these cars were coming from? And of course they say, oh, you're here to photograph the funeral? No, I don't photograph funerals. I'm not, you know, I don't know if it's goth mode, maybe yes. And but I'm not goth mode today, I'm all autumnal. And anyway, so this is the St Margaret's Church here, and I've taken a couple of pictures of the church. I'm going to head into Burnham Market, grab some lunch, and then I'll go around the other Burnhams as well, or I might have been around the other Burnhams by the time you see this, depends where it is in the edit. I've got done actually basically 2 Burnhams actually. I've got 7 Burnhams altogether, so I've got 5 more to do. Yeah, we'll get, well, technically 5. I'll see what I can do. Anyway, see you all soon. Yeah, this is the birthplace of Admiral Lord Nelson, and back in 1803 the old rectory where he was born was actually pulled down, which was behind this wall, about 20 yards behind the wall, or 20 metres roughly thereabouts. And anyway, we're going to go and have a look at the church where his father was the vicar, and yeah, so there's nothing really much here to see other than the wheelie bin, of course. And anyway, we'll go and have a look and see if we can find the church. Well, behind me is the church where Nelson's father was the vicar, and in Burnham Thorpe, and of course it's looks very much like a Norman church, and I'm going to go around and just do a few photographs. This is the church where Nelson's father was a vicar here, and yeah, it's very much like many churches in the country and in Norfolk, very typical church. And of course we have the actual church tower is behind, of course behind where the camera is, and we can't get up there of course, but it's a square tower, which would be a Norman tower, so most likely built in and around the Norman times. And yeah, so there's no congregation here today. It is a Sunday, so there might be a church service later maybe, so we don't want to be here too long, of course. And we was filming a funeral earlier in the video, and we don't want to be filming another one. And anyway, And again, we've got here history of Nelson and Norfolk and the Navy. And of course, obviously Nelson, of course, was killed in the Battle of Trafalgar 1805. He actually planned the battle from his garden where he was lived, where he was born, where the little plaque is there. And although the rectory was actually knocked down 2 years before the battle, of course, and which is interesting. So then he must have had another house there that he lived in. And yeah, so this is all history, so it's well worth coming and have a look and reading all this. Of course, there's too long to read for this video, of course, and many of you know about Nelson, of course. And but yeah, it's a famous admiral, and yeah, he's started out as a cabin boy, I think, and he progressed through the Navy and ended up being admiral. And yeah, that was quite an achievement, really, for a Norfolk boy. And anyway, yeah, so we'll have another look round some other places we want to go and see as well. We've got Burnham Overy town and Burnham Overy Staithe. By the way, Burnham Overy Staithe is not the place where Nelson first got a taste of the sea and wanted to become a sailor. He didn't actually go sailing there, contrary to popular belief, of course. Anyway. This is St Clement's Church in Burnham Overy town, and which is on the eastern edge of Burnham Market. And of course, Burnham Overy town is not a town as such; it's just a really little hamlet on the edge of Burnham Market. And of course, you notice this church here has a tower in the middle, which is kind of unusual because a lot of churches it's usually at one end of the church. And so this may be a Norman church with a square sort of tower. So I don't know exactly sure when it was built, but of course it is an unusual kind of church there. And it's got probably maybe where it's been rebuilt or some extensions on. Windows in the middle look a little bit kind of unconventional for an old church, so maybe they've added at a later date, I don't know, but something to find out. Anyway, so yeah, this is so quite an unusual place. This is Burnham Overy Staithe, and of course there's tides in at the moment and the boats are afloat, and there's a few gulls about as well, squawking in the background that you can hear as well. And as I mentioned earlier in the church, this is not where Nelson first started to learn how to sail a boat. Of course, a lot of myths, of course, like to say, oh, Nelson first came here, and I mean, he might have come here at some stage, but I don't think he actually, it was in the Navy where he actually learned about sailing, of course. And anyway, this is really nice scene. Of course, the sun's a little bit dull at the moment, and but you can get some really great pictures here of the Staithe and the boats and things around here. And it's quite a popular spot in the summer with tourists. Right, well, I'm going to go on and find, I think, one or two other little places to do, and then eventually finish off the video. And oh, I'm going to get a coffee as well. That's one of the key things. I think I deserve a coffee now, I think. Okay, see you all in a little bit. I'm here on Baldry Walk, not Baldrick, as in Blackadder. This is Baldry Walk in Burnham Market, and there's a new little kind of, well, newish sort of path that's been created going up to the car park here, and a new little complex development up here. and this is got little plaques all the way along depicting the history of Burnham Market. And of course we've got, starting with the Anglo-Saxon times, it doesn't go back as really as far back as the Roman times, but it just goes back to Anglo-Saxon times here, and on this kind of little stretch here, and this little stretch is all the way along, which we'll go into. And there's Anglo-Saxon times, Burnham Sutton was actually formed, which is South Town, and of course we've got Burnham Westgate, which is over towards the church over there where I photographed earlier, and Burnham Ulf, which I talked about a little bit earlier as well, which Burnham Ulf is well, wolf again. I think it's maybe Viking, it could be Saxon of course as well, kind of maybe interchangeable a little bit, which Ulf of course means wolf, and it says here wolf, and of course whether the wolf's here or whether there was a leader called Ulf, and they often used to do that, have names like that, didn't they, Ulf. Anyway, we've got here as well Burnham Norton, North Town, which was in the Norman times, so we're now in the Norman times here, and Burnham Norton was formed then. Of course we've got Burnham Deepdale, which is basically valley it means, and that is also between the Normans and the Plantagenets. And we have here the Plantagenet period, of course, Burnham Market in 1271, so we're starting with the years now, of course. So 1271, Burnham Market was designated a market town, and of course a town now, well, it was back then, of course, a town was probably very different to a town today. I suppose it was obviously much larger than a village and a hamlet, but of course Burnham Market now is really regarded as a village, and I believe it is a village, I think now, but that was in the Plantagenet zone, if you like. We're in the Plantagenet zone, and okay, so we're going to move on to the Tudor times, and so the Tudors, we have the Pitt Arms was actually what they created, was built, and in 1551, so that was 1551, was that Henry the 8th, or was it one of his kids, I don't know, but anyway, around about that time, anyway, the Tudor times of course, and 1551, so the Pitt Arms, which is now the Host Arms of course, and we'll move on to the, well, we've got Stuart times. There's not much really happened in the Stuart times, so we'll move on a little bit further forward in time. And we have in the Georgian times, we've got in 1758 Nelson was born, and of course we'll be visiting, or may have visited, Nelson's birthplace in the video, and so yes, of course, obviously know Battle of Trafalgar in 1805 of course, but Nelson was born in 1758. And that was over in Burnham Thorpe, not in actually Burnham Market of course, and then in 1811 the Host Arms was named, so the Pitt Arms then became the Host Arms in 1811. So of course the Host Arms of course is a well-known place in Burnham Market. A lot of people go there, including some celebrities as well, I believe, and so yeah, that's quite a nice place there, and the loos are very posh in there as well, I might add. And anyway, and of course, and in 1835, the Burnham Poisoners. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, the Burnham Poisoners in 1835, and of course I've just had some lunch as well. Don't feel very well now. Oh dear, I wish I'd not seen that. Oh well, anyway, well, I'll see if I can survive to the end of this. And of course, you can see here, these like railway sleepers in this path here. Well, in 1866, the railway came to Burnham Market, and it lasted right into the 20th century, and it went through to 1952. So that's when the railway was taken up, sadly. I don't think that was beaching. I think beaching was in the 1960s, I believe, so this is maybe predates beaching. It's a shame really, because if the railway had been here now, who knows what Burnham would have been like. And of course we've got, in 2016 we got the car park here, and this area I think was came about, so this is like in a way the newest part, apart from some new house builds and things throughout the village. This is probably about the newest part of Burnham Market. And yeah, so we've kind of, as things got better, yeah, well, it's things change, don't they, over the years, but as long as we don't get the Burnham poisoners back, I think we'll be okay. Anyway, right, so well, anyway, so it's been I'll sort of wrap this video up here, and so anyway, I just hope you've really enjoyed this, and it's like a little look at the Burnhams. It's not a too detailed look, of course, because there's so much to see. Well, thank you. I hope you've all enjoyed watching this, and a little bit of history of Burnham and the Burnhams, and looking around at some places. There's so much to see, and to put it all into a small little video is very difficult. Really, you could probably do half an hour to an hour's video on each of the Burnhams, really, I suppose, and of course that would really take a long time if you're really dedicated. And let me know if you do want to see some longer videos of Burnham as well. I'll be happy to do that. And anyway, this is a sort of great little place really, and some nice shops here, and yeah, so you must come and visit Burnham. Okay, well, thank you for watching, and see you all very soon. Okay, bye. Thank you all for watching today's video. I hope you've really enjoyed it. Please remember to like and subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you want to get notifications for future videos.